It's going to be just a quick tutorial on how to set up your wireless or off-camera flash system using your Godox Speedlight. In this case, the V1C. This is the one with the round flash here at the top from Godox. And also using a transmitter also from Godox. This is the xPro C. And by the way, you can buy this too, the transmitter as well as the Speedlight with its integrated receiver from Amazon or from eBay for what I consider to be a pretty affordable price. And as usual, I'm going to put a link here in the description in case you're interested in buying this too, the transmitter and the receiver or the Speedlight as a set. But anyways, it's going to be just a quick tutorial on how to do the very basic setup between the transmitter and the receiver or the Speedlight using your camera. It's going to be the very basic setup, which is the ETTL mode of the system, which is essentially your automatic setup. So it's going to use the exposure from the lens and the camera to set up the automatic settings on the Speedlight. And by the way, the C in V1C as well as the in xPro C stands, of course, for Canon. So this system from Godox is specially made for Canon cameras. So in this case, I'm using my Canon 6D. So in case you have a different type of camera or different model of camera, like from Sony or from Nikon, you're going to have to buy a different model of transmitter and receiver, just so you know. All right, so before getting started, the first thing that you're going to want to do is to, of course, turn on everything. So turn on your camera. Turn on your transmitter. You can use the button right here on the side, turn it on, slide it up. And same thing with the Speedlight, using this button right here, turn it on. And okay, so the very first thing that you want to do is to have the transmitter and the receiver essentially speaking the same language. So in this case, you're going to have to set up the same group, the same channel, and the same ID. The ID is going to be optional, which I'll describe later in the video. But at least you're going to have to set up the same group and the same channel. So to set up the group in the transmitter, just this side right here on the transmitter is to select the group. So you can select between group A all the way down to E. And for this example, let me get it to focus there. For this example, we're just going to use group A. So you just press the very first one. And there you go. You're set up in group A. And for your receiver, well, first of all, in your receiver, you're going to have to do something a little bit different. You have to get this in the right mode, which is going to be the receiving mode. And to do that, you press this button right here until you keep on pressing it until you get the orange screen, which is going to be your receiving mode. And you can see that with an RX here in the screen, which in some models, in some older models, it actually says slave here. In the newer models, they changed that to RX. So now you are in the receiving mode, and to change the group, you just press this button right here where it says GR. You press it until you get the right group. So now you're in group A. So now both are in the same group, and this is set up as a receiving mode. All right, so now that you have the group set up, the next step is to set up the same channel on both the transmitter and the receiver. So what you want to do is in your transmitter, the channel button is right here, but you have to hold it down. So you hold down that button until this changes color or changes to black here in the very top, and you can use the wheel to change your channel. So in this case, for this example, I'm just going to use channel, let's use channel 12. Again, with the wheel, you can switch it around. I'm going to use channel 12, and then you press set. And there you go, the channel is set to 12. And again, you have to do the same thing here with your Speedlight. And the channel is selected using this channel button right here. Just press it down, and again with the wheel you can switch it to the desired channel. Let's go to channel 12, or there you go, channel 12, and then press set, and now you're in the same your transmitter and your receiver are speaking the same language. They're both in the same group and the same channel. Now, the next step is an optional one, like I mentioned before. It is to set up your ID, which is not required, but it is helpful in case you're going to be in a place that's very crowded, like a conference, for example, with lots of people using cameras and using flash. It will help to avoid interference from other people or from other flash settings or flash systems. So to do that, you actually have to go to your menu here in your transmitter. So to do that, you press here on menu, the menu button. Let me get it a little closer so you can actually see it a little bit better. So using the wheel, you scroll down, all the way down to ID. Press set, and the ID was set up at 20. You can switch it to any number that you want. So let's go to ID 24, and you press set, and then you can go back using this button right here. And you're gonna have to do the same thing here in your speedlight. And to do that, you go to the menu button right here, the leftmost button, using the wheel, scroll down to ID, and switch it to ID 24. And then go back using this button. And there you go. Now you are speaking the same language in your flash system. So you should be able to use wirelessly your transmitter and your flash. So to do a quick test, you can press this button right here. But what happened? This, as soon as I press this button, I don't know if you saw that, but the flash set off. What happened there was that by default, your transmitter is set up to off mode in your transmitter. So to do that, first you have to go again, go to the group A. Let me get that to focus a little bit better there. So you have to press this button right here. You have to press the mode button. And this will let you switch between the different modes of your transmitter or your system in general. So like I mentioned before, this is going to be the very basic mode, which is going to be the ETTL mode, which is essentially going to grab the exposure through the lens of the camera, and it's going to automatically set up the right settings for your flash. But if you're using a different mode, or if you want to use a different mode, you can set it up to manual by pressing the same mode button right here. Or you can switch it back to off. But again, that was key because when I was trying to figure out how to work this out, I could not figure it out because it was off by default. So make sure that your mode is in ETTL. And now you press set, or actually you can leave it right there because you're already ready to go. And now you should be able to test your flash, and there you go. You probably weren't able to see that because it was so quick. But let me see if I can show you that a little bit better. But the flash is going now. There you go. And if you want to test it out with the camera too, you can do that. So you can press the shutter button right there. Oh, there you go. I think the camera timed out on me, but it did work. I just restarted it. There you go. I actually have it on the wrong setting here. I have it on a 2-second delay, I think. Actually, the shutter speed is a little too slow, and I do have it at the 2-second delay. Let's go back to the normal shooting. There you go. So now, if you press the button, yeah, the flash is going. And of course, it takes a little bit of time for it to reload. But once it turns green, you're ready to go. And it's working using the ETTL mode, which is your automatic setting on the flash. So yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video about this because I know that I was struggling a little bit on how to get it to, or how to figure out how to connect the two using the very basic system. But once you actually figure out once, then you know how to do it forever in the future. So let me know if you have any questions, and as usual, I'm going to be putting a link here in the description to this product, the transmitter and the receiver, as a set or as a kit. You also get a bunch of extra stuff in the pack, like filters or gels that you can also use with your photography. So, and as usual, all those links are going to be affiliate links from Amazon, and that if you end up buying something with those links, it helps the channel at absolutely no additional cost to you. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.